Hey, this is Jonathan, and today we're going to take care of the trash. And by trash, I mean these expects, which I guess are kind of trash, in a way, if you want to think of it that way. So last time I did a whole bunch of restructuring, refactoring, I don't know, turning stuff into smart constructors. Then when I realized that maybe I want to do it for the RNG itself, I'll do that eventually, not right now. Today, my focus is on getting rid of these panics, and then afterwards, if we have some more time, we'll start looking into restructuring our play state for, more ergonomic usage when we need to load prefabs and stuff. So, yeah. So first off, I'm going to be looking into, I guess, what I can do here. I think the obvious thing to do here might be to, I don't know, use a different seed or some kind of bad seed. What am I trying to do? I don't know what I'm trying to do. Let me go get, let's go look at seed. Where's seed? I don't see seed. Seed. Yeah, so seed, I can actually set these fields myself. I can set ID and int seed. I guess that's okay. The reason why that's okay is because whatever value this is set to has to be a valid seed ID, and we can't create seed IDs ourselves. We have to rely on the smart constructor to do that. And same thing for an int seed. An int seed also has a smart constructor for that too. It's not really a smart constructor, it's just a constructor, but it requires a seed ID in order to even be used, so I guess that's cool. Is this really that safe, though? I guess that's not entirely true, because you could create a seed ID and then use that to create an int seed, and then set another seed ID here, and then you'd have like an ID and an int seed that don't match. I guess that is kind of bad. We don't really want to allow that. Let's get rid of that first, because I can probably do that fairly easily, I think. I have generate seed already, so instead of just allowing you to reach in here, I'm just going to say, no. Banned. Not allowed to touch it. The only way you can touch it is if you come through this. I guess we're just going to do the same, we're just going to use getters here again. Getters seem to be a pretty prominent pattern in Rust if you're trying to write code that is, you know, that follows this style of eliminating invalid state, and that's just it's kind of unfortunate, but that's just a facet of Rust being unable to, you know, control immutability from here. So I mean, and that's okay. It's a little bit more verbose, but we still get the same kind of guarantees, and we also have a little bit more control over, like, borrow checking rules here. We can make sure that we either like return a reference, or we like clone or move. We can do whatever we want here. So to me, that's already that's already really cool. Yeah, so this is going to be public struct. This is the only public method that allows you to create a seed. I guess I could have called this new instead of generate seed. I'm going to leave it for now. It's not that big of a deal. It is following the same pattern as these other submodules, though, I will say. In fact, I could wrap this up in its own submodule, too, if I really wanted to enforce that rule. Which is actually kind of tempting, because it is just a pattern, really. I'm just following the same general pattern. You know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna call this new, because I don't know, and we're gonna do this. Maybe renaming it from generate seed to new wasn't such a great idea. I mean, yeah, we don't have to do that. We don't have to be so strict about following this pattern. But I feel like this is totally okay. I can do this. Just throw in another one of these. There we go. Now we'll just pub use seed. And there we go. follow the same pattern 4 times in here. All this stuff, well, I'll just use superstar. Sure. That should do it. I could be explicit about this, but yeah, that works as well. Maybe I should be explicit. I don't know. Yeah, star imports are generally not a good thing. I don't want to be encouraging bad practices just because I'm lazy. I mean, that's usually the running theme with bad practices. It's like they happen because people are lazy. What else was there? There was like rand or something. Oh yeah. Okay, I could use that in there. That's probably what I want. I don't have to use that here. I almost feel like this should have been its own, like, this almost should have been like its own module, and these things shouldn't have been packed into one file. You know? That might actually be smarter. I'm gonna consider doing that. For organizational purposes. Alright, so we have those guys. What else do we need? We need the ID length. Well, is ID length really... Does ID length matter that much? Yeah, it does. We need to use super ID length. Yeah, this is definitely something that I would say belongs in multiple files, and there should be like a mod folder for it and everything, but maybe that should be at the top level too. It shouldn't. Maybe it shouldn't be under like randomizer. I don't know. That's what I've noticed in a lot of Rust projects is that they don't tend to use this kind of like nested structure for their project. They tend to try to keep everything really shallow. And I mean, to me that makes sense, but I'm sticking with this. I mean, come on. It's not really that big of a deal. There we go. Now we've removed all the star imports, and everything should just import nicely here. Yeah, there we go. No more star imports. We're gonna call get, and I think we're actually gonna have 2 getters. We're gonna have get ID and get int seed. Or maybe we want to get both. Ooh, that's gonna be... That's interesting. I don't know if I want to get both. I want to get... Because I don't necessarily want both of them, you know? Maybe I should get like a clone. Get clone, like this, because... I mean... Yeah, I could definitely do that. We're gonna do one of these. Copy clone. There we go. I don't think I'll feel too bad about doing that, because then I can just get one of those any day. Seed ID probably can do the same thing. Can I be copy clone about this? I think so. I think we can be copy clone about that. I need the square brackets, derive, copy, clone. I mean, it's a pretty small struct. It's nothing special. Alright, those are copy clone now. I could do the same here, but I don't think it's necessary. It's probably overkill, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, let's just get ID. This will return a seed ID. This one will be an ID clone, just because I'm gonna be moving a new value. I want to be able to keep this here in case. I could have like a separate move accessor that just moves the entire thing in case I do actually want both. But I think, yeah, just making clones here is fine. I know I could be returning references instead as well if I really wanted to. That wouldn't be so hard. But this is easy for me to do right now. So that's why I'm doing this. Alright, so we need to take an immutable reference to self, of course. We're just going to return self.id. And that should just, yeah, that, normally this would try and move ID, but because I specify it as copy clone, it should just say, hey, we'll just clone it. And we're going to have get int seed clone. What's that? It's going to return an int seed. And we'll just do the same thing, but with int seed. There. General purpose. Not a problem. Now you can't possibly mix and match seed IDs and int seeds. That's never going to happen. Seed is always going to be a coherent structure that never changes. And all we had to do was follow the exact same pattern, like 4 times. Alright, now that that's all taken care of, I think what I'm going to do next is... well, I first need to change every instance where I was just directly calling into these. I need to change all those so that they actually work. So let me run the test again. And I need the compiler error, so can you just not? I need the compiler errors to show up here so I know exactly what places need to be changed, because I don't really want to go hunting down all those places manually. I mean, who wants to do that? I guess it's not that hard to avoid it. Oh, here I got rid of that panic. That was dumb. Alright, let's just do this. We're gonna get rid of those panics. Don't worry. I said I'd get rid of the panics. I am going to get rid of the panics. What? Copy may not be implemented. String does not implement copy. Oh. I see. Ah. Clever. What can I do about this? I can just call get clone. That's fine. I don't need to play with this nonsense. Alright, so seed ID. Unfortunately, we can't be doing stuff like that. So we'll just call this dot get clone. Yeah, and there we go. Now we'll be able to... What? Found string. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Huh. Okay, well, maybe we can still implement clone at the very least. Let's derive clone. I think clone should be pretty safe. If I need to do that, yeah. Let's just try and clone ID. Because I don't think you need to have it be copy in order to make it clone. It's not strictly necessary. Yep, int seed is private. We need to call get int seed clone. That should be public, so that should be okay. There should be another place where stuff is failing. Here, that's right. Oh, this is kind of ugly. I'm gonna do this. Now that I'm looking at this, I might not even want to do this thing that I'm doing here. Because then I just call get clone afterwards from the int seed clone. So I'm basically just getting the int seed and then I'm reaching into the int seed immediately afterwards. It would be more convenient if I didn't have to do that. Well, of course it does give me a little bit less control, but like, in which cases am I going to want to get just the int seed and not the value of the int seed? I can't think of any use case for that, so maybe I should just get the int seed, or yeah, let's just get the int seed. Get clone, yeah, we'll do that. This one I'll just return, what was it, U64, I think? Yeah, that's what it's doing. And this one, we don't have to clone anymore, we can just call this dot get clone and get a string out. That's a lot more ergonomic, I think. What are you complaining about? Expected int seed found U64. Nope, now we're fine. Okay. Oh. And I need to update those two places again because I forgot to remove the extra stuff I was doing. Yeah, so that's not necessary anymore. So there. Now we can get rid of that. That's fine. I can get rid of this because that's unnecessary. Yeah, okay. I think that should do it. Obviously, I might not need to be cloning everything, so going for clones immediately might not have been the smartest choice, but at the very least, everything will be type safe. So yeah, right now I'm making the sacrifice play. I'm saying performance is not as critical right now. Not everyone would make this trade. I think most people would probably opt not to reach for a clone immediately, but I'm doing it just for the sake of making things slightly easier for me to reason with right now. In the here now time, current. Alright, so that's all good and cool. I guess we don't need to do that on a separate line anymore. Same with the play state, was it, that I changed? Or was it? No, it was the filler. The filler got changed, because, well, we're going to be getting rid of this panic anyway. Oh, no, we're not getting rid of this panic, because this is in the unit test. Yeah, the unit tests are fine. Or, unit test. We only have one. We still need to add more tests, I think. Although now it's less critical to add tests because I am removing a lot of invalid states. So there's that. What needs to happen now is... Where's that? Where were those panics that I was looking at earlier? I don't remember where they are. There's one... They're at the place where I'm doing random number generation. That's definitely where it's happening. I think it's when I was constructing play state, so that would be in the main menu. Yeah, here we go. Here's one of the panics. This one just says hi. Obviously that sucks. What are we going to do about you? Select the seed found an option seed. I could have just, well, I don't want to just unwrap. But I need to be able to construct a seed here, right? Well, I don't have to inline this right here. That's not necessary. I have this block for a reason. So let's say let op or o seed equal that. I've picked up this habit of prefixing optionals as o underscore or in lowercase camel case, or wait, what? Or in lower camel case, it would just be lowercase o and then the name, like capital seed. Practice I picked up in industry. Anyway, for this guy, we're gonna have to handle this. There's nothing I can do. And I kind of don't really want to panic. Okay, here's how we handle this. I know exactly how we're gonna do this now. If it is a sum, we're gonna call this thing, and if it's a none, we just return a trans none. It's not the greatest way of handling this, I'm sure, but I think it's better than panicking and crashing the game. I might want to use the logger here. There's a logger floating around somewhere. I don't remember where exactly. I'm probably gonna have to pass it in or fetch it as like a resource. I'm sure it's a resource, actually. That would make the most sense. They wouldn't just deny you access to the logger. That'd be dumb. Defeat the purpose of it. So I could if let here. What's the alternative? The alternatives are pattern match on option, which is, I mean, that's not bad. Can you fold an option? I don't know if you can fold an option in Rust. I don't know if they have like a fold function. That's also a valid choice, but it's basically the same as doing the pattern match. I can't think of how else I would do this. I want to do something in one case and I want to return something else in the other case. What about like unwrap or else? No, unwrap or else is probably not appropriate here because then... Well, actually, no, that could work. What I could do is I could map OSeed and map it to this, so it's a sum of this transition, and then call unwrap or else and that. That would work. Yeah, okay. I try not to think too much in pattern matching. I mean, pattern matching is fine. Obviously, I use it here for like the button ID, but yeah, there's I just realized that this button ID is just a string. Why did I choose to make it a string? Was it always a string? Did I have to make that a string? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much because we have a catch-all case for this, but still a little bit weird that this would be just like a raw string, not a struct of some sort. I would consider that maybe somewhat fishy, a little bit suspect. Kind of sus. We're gonna do a map. We're gonna ignore all that, we're just gonna do our map. Oh, this is kind of laggy. IntelliJ does not deal with Rust so well. Actually, Rust C doesn't deal with Rust so well either. If we want to get that, if we want to go that far, unwrap or else, then we'll just give it a thunk and say trans none. There you go, done. Handled. In fact, we could inline this. We don't need to call it OSeed anymore. We can just do this. And it's back to being basically where it was before. Okay, maybe it's a little less ergonomic if I want to do that. Push a box. Okay, we're getting a lot of rightward drift. That's okay. It's sort of artificial. Yeah, so play would, without this dumb tag here, do have the same indentation as box. Actually, you know, this is a lot uglier. I don't like this. This sucks. I still think play should be indented, though. Yeah, that should be indented, and the rest of the stuff can just Float around out here. That's fine. Alright, so we've handled that. I'm gonna do the same thing in that other place that I was doing something similar. No, seriously though, why strings? Why just raw strings? Why couldn't I just use like a sum type and just like enumerate it? Enumerate all the actual options and then just pattern match on those actual options, you know? Like, wouldn't that make a lot more sense? I feel like that would make a lot more sense. Like, how many buttons are there going to be? How many IDs am I going to need? Whose idea was this? Obviously it was mine, but I'm not really happy about it now. Get transfer ID. Who calls get transfer ID? I don't remember that. And also, what's the definition of this? Oh, it's in this trait, which then calls get transfer ID. I see. That's like a default implementation that just happens. And where's that string come from? That string comes from ID as string. Comes from button ID, which was an option string, which comes from get button ID. Oh, because the button ID was a string. Okay. Right, because it came from the transform storage, which came from like the prefabs. Okay, yeah, since that comes from the prefabs, it has to be a string. I could have wrapped it in like some kind of button ID struct and then made sure that only button IDs can be passed in. It's sort of like a micro type safety optimization kind of thing. I don't have to do that, yeah, but if I do, it actually doesn't cost me anything to do so, because the wrapper actually gets completely removed at compile time anyway. So I shouldn't be worried about going ahead and turning this into button ID, which I think I will at some point. I just don't want to get too hung up on type safety right now, especially when I already have a lot of type safe code now. What else? Yeah, I just want to move forward right now, so we'll handle other issues soonish, just not now, not today. The other place I was calling this was probably not that. Not, was it main menu? Wasn't main. Yeah, that's that prefab loader system thing that was checked. That's probably not the best name to put here. It probably should be something else, but I can't think of what I'm gonna put here until yeah, until a bit later, maybe. There's one thing I do notice is they have an awful lot of like passing around like raw strings and stuff here. Which, I mean, to be fair, it could be okay. But yeah, trying to remove as much invalid state as possible. Still the goal. So, am I done here? I don't think I'm done here. I feel like I shouldn't be done here. There's still one more place I haven't handled, right? Or not, I don't know. Maybe I'll run the actual game itself. Let's try that. Something has to fail to compile, I'm pretty sure. Right? Did I actually handle it? Wait, did I not use... Oh yeah, I'm not using that yet, but I think I definitely will. Field is never used. Oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's never being used right now. Okay, it does compile. I'm being silly. This also is never being used, but will be used. You had to set all that stuff up first. If later on I find that I'm still not using this stuff, I will clean it up for sure. I'm usually pretty good about cleaning up dead code. What? Really? Oh yeah, it's because I'm planning on using it soon. There's a lot of stuff I'm planning on using soon that I haven't done it yet, but I will. I promise. This is not another case of you ain't gonna need it. I'm pretty sure of that. I know it looks bad right now. It looks really bad, but I believe that this will all be okay very, very soon. As soon as I restructure play, because then I can actually start digging into the game like for serious. So I only have one prefab right now, and in main I'm doing... What am I doing in main? Yeah, we're just taking was checked. I don't think that's very good. I'm gonna have to get some inspiration, so... This guy, I can't remember the guy who posted this. I guess it's this CS2DSB person. Posted this on the Amethyst subreddit. Share the source code. And I think this is for the GitHub Game Jam 2018. And I thought that they had a pretty cool way of handling loading. Or at least it was a proper way of handling it. Obviously, as Amethyst continues to update and grow, the API is going to be changing, and that's going to cause some pretty major annoyances in the future, I'm sure. But at least for now, I can probably just follow what this guy does for the loading, just the general approach, because I would like to be able to not run into the issue that I'm currently running into, where I have to keep passing stuff in when I'm constructing the play. Like, let me see if I can illustrate that. Yeah, see how I'm passing in like the progress and the initialized state here every single time? I don't want to be doing that everywhere, because that's just, it really is just boilerplate, and also I don't really want well, actually, does it really matter? I don't know. I don't know how much it matters that this stuff is controlled at this level. But having loading states doesn't hurt. I can get rid of the progress and initialized stuff from play, which would make it a little bit more ergonomic, and also it would be a smaller struct as well that we would be playing with. So those are two very good reasons for that. Yeah, I'm definitely considering doing that. I could wrap the bool in an initialized struct or something like that, and have that be, yeah, accessible. That stuff does get compiled away at compile time, and I honestly, for a boolean, like, sure. Booleans are usually pretty good when it comes to avoiding invalid states, because usually you know that you only want it to be either false or true, and nothing else. Yeah. Booleans are a real cool data type. So let's begin. I'm looking at seed right now and going like, God, do I want to refactor this right now and move all these modules out of here, or should I do that later? I'm gonna put a to-do here. I hate doing to-dos, but I think I'm gonna do this right now. I'm doing all the things that I feel like I shouldn't be doing, because I just want I want to move on right now. I'll refactor into to separate module. Yeah, we'll do that. And in fact, we can probably just leave it up here, even. So I don't want it to be like coupled to this valid seed character thing. I feel like that wouldn't be a good idea. And I did that with shuffled, but shuffled has this shuffle world, so it's a little bit different. Honestly, I think shuffled world should not be taking 2 vectors of labeled items. I should be taking vectors of, you know, certain like progression item and vectors of junk item or other item. You know, just have like a simple wrapper around this to tag these and make sure that they don't ever get mixed up. Not that it really matters looking at the logic, but it's still, you know, it's the it's the principle of it. I don't know. Definitely something else I should do. Yeah, I'm going to do this as well. Tag prog items and junk items with proper types. Does that make sense though? Because I'm trying to think, because a labeled item already is one of 3 variants, right? It's either a progression item, or it's like a junk item, or it's another item. I don't know if it's necessary to put yet another wrapper around this to specify that, hey, by the way, these are all progression items. I mean, I could. I am definitely considering it. Oh, I'm definitely considering it. I'm considering having like a smart constructor that just makes sure that these are progression items and not just junk items. It's tempting. It's really, really tempting. Or I could do like a filter to make sure that the items are 100% progression items. I could do a filter instead of doing a smart constructor. That's also an option. So many options! Too many options! I probably should have put more thought into the way I encoded everything to begin with. But then again, I also hadn't learned about writing code in this style yet at that point. So yeah, I'm just kind of going through the motions right now. I'm trying to figure out like how do I want to like fix things up. We're gonna try and address this stuff right now. I think this progress. So it seems like every state needs some kind of progress. I'm also still not sure about world.delete all. That might not be the smartest move. What I could do is just hide things and then re-show them once we enter the state. And that would probably be a lot faster. There wouldn't be any like noticeable pauses between state transitions if I just did that. I'm very, very, very tempted to do that. Oh yeah, I still haven't figured out whether or not I should use handle event for all user input events. Yeah, that also is going to bother me a lot. God, I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's hard. I'm just gonna say it right now. It's hard. Oh wait, custom game? What about custom game? Oh right, I forgot to remove the panic from here. I thought there was another panic. I was thinking, like, wait a minute, didn't I just like say that there was 2 panics? I thought I got rid of all the panics here. There's still one here. We'll do the same thing. Seed. We can get rid of this. Oh, I probably want to get rid of that. I probably also want to move this outside. Alright, there we go. Trans none. I'm a little bit more comfortable with this. Should be fine. Yeah. This is okay. I can live with this. Even if play probably should be indented a bit. Yeah, we'll just do that. So now we've taken care of that. All the panics are gone. Now for the hard part. Playing with these prefabs. Yeah, the super is really dumb. I think I can use absolute paths. I don't have to use super everywhere. So maybe I will consider doing that in the future. I think I can use absolute paths. I don't remember, but I feel like I can. I feel like I've seen it somewhere, even. Alright. So moving on. The first thing I need to do, obviously, is create a loading state. I mean, it's unavoidable at this point, I think. I'm also hesitant to create a sub-module here just for that, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I think it's important to keep all the states separate. This might be the wrong way to approach this, but let's be honest. Are there any real wrong answers? Maybe. Why don't I have play and custom game? Oh, because main menu doesn't have right, main menu doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff with it yet. That might happen soon. Not gonna lie, main menu might be moved into its own module soon enough. But for now, we're gonna just create a loading state. If I'm gonna do a loading state for every state, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe, oh god, okay, I have 2 choices. I could put all the loading states in a loading module. That would work, I guess. Or alternatively, I could put the loading states with their corresponding state that they are going to be loading. I'm gonna do the other option. I'm taking the other option. I feel like this is gonna be organized a little bit better if I just go like load play. Making a play. I'm making a play. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to create another state. I know that much. Yeah, he calls it loading state. do I call this? I don't even suffix these with state. I'm just like, yep, it's play. To me, as long as the impulse state, that's fine. It's good enough. This is a pretty interesting little to-do. Spoiler, it creates a default progress counter. Like, yeah, spoilers. So what he does is load running prefab, and am I assuming this person is a guy? I probably shouldn't do that. That's not very nice. So this person is setting the running prefab handle here. Note that they aren't using any kind of like lazy. Well, I shouldn't say lazy evaluation. I'm trying to think about memoization. They're not like memoizing the prefab handle, it looks like, because they just set it to some. Although this isn't necessarily where you would check that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I actually don't know if using like the Scala lazy keyword would ever be ergonomic in this kind of context. I think we'd have to do this setter if we want to make sure that the stuff gets cached and make it like transparent to the caller. Because otherwise the caller has to add like a lazy keyword and ensure that, hey, this thing doesn't, doesn't load twice. And the only reason why I'm considering this is because Rust actually has a crate for doing lazy exactly the way that Haskell does lazy. Or not Haskell. The way that Scala has like its lazy keyword, lazy val, for memoization. So I definitely am considering it strongly, and it's definitely something to keep in mind. But oh, hello. I see you hacking around the borrow checker. How are you? I've written code like this before. I know what this is doing. You can't fool me. Actually, this might be fixed by non-lexical lifetimes. Maybe. It might be something that was fixed with non-lexical lifetimes. I don't know what they are trying to do here, though. Is it, params? Maybe, I don't know. It might have something to do with world as well. I am not sure. It could be the fact that they needed to use world twice here. So they stuck it there so the borrow would like die. I don't know, sometimes it's hard to tell. But there's a distinct chance that NLL might have helped with this, although this was pretty recent. Maybe NLL wouldn't have helped with that. For me, it's hard to tell like exactly which cases would benefit from NLL and which cases wouldn't. At least not yet. But NLL seems like it's helping people write more ergonomic code already, so I can't complain too much about that. Let's see. Yeah, so right now they're storing a bunch of handles here. Where do they use these handles? I just wanna make sure. Take. Really? Wait, that's an option, isn't it? That's an option. Option of handle. UI prefab. Why do they have these parentheses? Is that indicating that that's a single field tuple? Because I don't really see why that would ever be significant. No, no way. There's no way they'd do that. That'd just be dumb, right? Maybe that's just a mistake or just like a bad habit that carried over from another language. I don't know. But they don't do that here. No, they are doing it here. I'm looking at the code. For some reason I didn't notice that. Yeah, they do it in here, but for the option they don't. They are other way around. Hello? So, okay. Here they're just panicking because that's what they wanted to do. It was a game jam. What are you gonna do? Right? Like, come on. They could have done a trans none though, if they really wanted to. I guess panicking wouldn't be so bad at this level. Panicking may be more okay depending on where you panic. That's my hot take. Especially in video games, because video games are, well, they're just video games. Can I look that up? Because I don't believe that. Option. Wow, apparently I've looked at this so much. I keep coming back. I can't help it. Is there a take? There is a take. What? Takes the value out of the option, leaving a none in its place. Oh, okay. That's some extreme mutation right there. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And not at all what I thought was going to happen. I mean, it's there for a reason. They obviously expect you to be able to use it, but wow. I'm surprised that someone would actually use take here. So they're setting the running UI handle back to none. But why? Why would you do that? I can't think of a reason for doing that other than, like, I mean, this is basically the same thing as just doing like an unwrap or something, you know? Or even just an expect. Why would you do a take? I don't understand why they're using take here at all. I would expect them to just use the expect and not do this take at all. But maybe there's actually like a performance reason for that. Either way, I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't really see the need. I mean, it can't possibly impact performance that much. Can it? I don't know. But this one returns a switch transition into the running state, which to me, that makes a lot of sense. And that's exactly what I want to do. So we're going to have a loader complete, some kind of completion state that we have to check, and then after that we're going to do some cool stuff. But yeah, I think for now, actually, I think I'm going to call it because I don't know how long I've been recording for, and I'm going to have to go to bed soon. So yeah, today we cleaned up some panics, moved some stuff. We played around with smart constructions a little bit more, and we've gotten started. Well, not really. We created a file to get started on our load play state, and this is this is definitely where things are gonna start getting kind of interesting, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it like that, so just so I can feel like I did something today.